Granada is not going to have a good time.
No.
And I think we're seeing the debut of Ezreal support. It's actually happening.
Yeah, it is. Play Karma or something, you know, just give into it. All right, let's jump onto the Rift for game number 1.
It's so much weaker if you go World Atlas instead that you can't contest early, right? And a lot of these lanes are won very early on. In the level 1, as we're seeing already, extremely aggressive trading is going to come through here.
Yeah, Execute already ignited. Carrier just pressing the button. The last time that this was played was Pumandu 4,000 days ago against Marta. All right,
that was Anivia.
Yeah, against the Anivia support. Was this like the troll game?
I just can't believe that this was played.
Oh dear. Well, that's a good little throwback there.
But they can't even, like, I don't even know if they died to a gank here.
Well, Gumayusi, he might be in a little bit of trouble, does have to heal. There's the flash forward from Henna as Carrier is trying to get aggressive. Doesn't have the ignite, but just needs another auto attack. The flash forward from Execute does absolutely nothing. And now Carrier's trying to pop off. He just needs one more, but he's not going to get there. It's a double for Willer in the end. And that definitely is a decent start for Fearex.
All right, we have our answer. They do, in fact, go down.
They want to continue doing battle, but over an extended fight, Kalista is pretty powerful as Willa will find himself a Q.
This. Yeah, he is 2-0.
Yeah, and he's getting very aggressive. Only going to have to move back. Shattering Strike going to connect there as he lands another Q. Execute getting poked out just a little bit, but this is perfect if Fearex want to make this work because getting Ona out of the bottom side of the map is what will allow Henna and Execute to lane. Yeah. Clear has already gone all out. Does he actually have the damage to kill him? Oh, that was a beautiful interruption, but Clear is still fighting, gets the ward down, and Zeus will be solo killed by the young upstart.
And that is huge, because Clear has been struggling so much in the laning phase.
All right, and there is a kickback onto Gumayusi as well. Okay, never you mind. Fearex, they are here to play today. And that is now a killing spree for Willa.
So we take another look at this. It is really clear that I think has the confidence as well. I think a lot of players have struggled with finding these type of 1v1s against Zeus. And even with Zeus being able to interrupt, right, the W timing just not right there. Zeus predicting it with the flash Q1 sweet spot. But while that is happening on the other end of the map, Keria and Guma are still trying to create pressure, as they have to, I think, with this laning phase.
He's concerned later on. But this is a game that is now... It's about T1 getting themselves in a better position where they can actually fight for a late game, but Willa has decided that he does not want late game to happen.
It's almost up.
Yep, he's just done with that as we have the pullback already with that World Ender, and Willa's in melee range. He can kick whenever he likes. Ona will turn up though, gets the kick through. That was so sick from Willa, but now the distance is being created. He avoids the Q.
Closer.
And T1 are still here. They're going to need Closer to turn up, and there he is. Another kill for Willa and a flash out from Ona.
And also towards top, we do have the gold still being pretty even. It is a nice lead, but not enough by itself as they go in.
X-Gates coming on over here as Ona will get queued. Faker moves over. And Gumayusi, he's caught by himself. The flash comes through as Execute is delivered towards the Varus, and he is just dead. Beautiful target selection here from Fearex.
And I'm glad to see that Henna is just as willing to be aggressive, because I bet you that was Execute calling for it. Flash in! Throw me in! Get me on top of that Varus. He's still waiting.
It was the Gimli quote, wasn't it?
Can you imagine?
And they have so much vision around here, though. Fearex just knowing exactly what's going on. Another cancel should be able to come through here as Execute. Yep, gets the handshake, and Keria might even be in trouble. Has to flash to get himself out, and the Ignite still ticking. And that is, again, more punishment.
Again, their composition, I think, falls off later down the line, but no signs of that right now, especially with how big Willer is.
Yeah, and I don't think it falls off if they get a Hextech Soul either.
No,
I think
that'll be good.
Nothing will fall off at that point in time. And they're going to look for Soul Point. That should be a bit of a guarantee here.
Execute steals his ult.
Yeah, if Ona can get into the pit, then there is a high chance that he can steal things away, as now Zeus looking for a flank angle. Okay, dangerous times. Teleport coming in from Clear as well. There's the Magnus Storm. Chains of Corruption going wide, but Zeus, he is in the Dragon Pit. Now he's out. Gets pushed away, and there is the Soul. Soul Point for Willa. Still, Zeus able to get a kill or two here, but now he has to deal with 4 people moving towards him. And FearX, they'll run over the fight, only losing Execute and securing the Drake in the early weeks of this season.
All right, the poke needs to land here for T1.
Yeah, and Zeus needs to find that flank angle. See whether he can get himself in there as Hannah going to get jumped on here. Not going to get knocked up, though, by the second Q. And that is good news. So an honest fight. True Shot Barrage is going to connect there as Willa now getting dissonance. Ignite is down as well. They're really trying to get rid of this Lee Sin from the fight so that he can't get into that backline and make things happen. Q's coming in, but a lot of this poke on the side of FearX isn't landing until now, where the handshake comes back in. But that is an Aatrox. I don't know whether you want that one as the Magnustorm flies forward, and it's Gumayushi that blows him up, and now Zeus will just jump all over them, and that's a clean ace. Which didn't happen. That is, of course, absolutely no shade to Willow in any way, shape, or form. It's just the sad reality.
I just wish that, you know, FearX had watched more of those high school movies that teach you about you just gotta be yourself. Give Execute an engage support, man. That's who he is.
It's true.
We'll see what they're able to actually get out of this. Grabbing the wave here on bot. At the very least, going to get themselves a turret. Closure does have TP.
Oh dear, there is not a lot of vision down here. As Carrier just throwing Qs left, right, and center. Chains of Corruption onto Willa! And there is the Infernal Chains. It will be broken by Willa, though, as the Magnustorm comes in for the immediate kick. I just don't know whether it was the right choice.
Karma?
Fade's Call now coming in.
Wait.
Carrier off to the side. They're taking so much damage as Zeus gets into melee range. And you know that's bad news. There goes Clear, and now it's whitewash once again. T1 just tear them to shreds.
And that's gonna be the end of game number 1. The deep teleport from Closer on Karma, unfortunately not gonna be enough to turn the fight. Guma finds an ultimate on top of the Lee Sin. And now T1 gonna get themselves up 1-0. Carrier played Ezreal. That did happen.
He did, and he has a win on Ezreal as well.
And that's what matters.
He's collecting all of the 80 carries, needs to try and get a win on all of them in the support role as Willa wants to try and get in there and just distract them, but it looks like the next turrets are on the minds of T1. Execute will be executed, and Willa, he's not going to find a way this time. Henna trying to defend, but this Nexus is going to go down, and T1, it looked a little bit dicey in the early game, and we saw that exactly that happened, right?
Like
Magnustorm,
more damage than Guma.
Shockwave, yeah. Is this the classic Carrier Nico support? Because that has been a while.
Or
He's
Nico
going to
jungle.
lock it in. Nico jungle could also be a consideration.
We don't.
Oh, no. I'm so silly. It's obviously Orianna support.
There we go. Yeah,
they went back to not having
it's
It's more fun than Rel.
It's Nocturne Nico. It's good enough.
Yeah. This is fine. So we hop onto the Rift for game number 2. FearX needing a win here to extend the series. They're going to win out on the trade, at least for the moment. Getting a bit of damage down. Carrier just deciding that he wants to transform into stuff. It's been a while. And in fact, it was John who did it. There's a flash pulverize, though, as Gumayushi's in so much trouble. The flash forward from Henna immediately, and he's going to get first blood in the 2v2. And that is how you do it. They didn't even need Willa this time.
Execute finally gets to do what he loves.
Doing exactly what they need to here. Let's check this one out one more time.
Elementary, really, just in range of the Varus and knocks him up.
Presses flash, yeah. The good old Q flash situation.
And that means that combined with the fact that mid and top are not in the best of spots, it'll be pretty easy as Willer.
Yeah, he's just going to safeguard his way over. Tempest Cripple comes in as Ona in the area, and Faker just walks it out. Just a command protect required to keep the Orianna alive. As Ona just going to slash him a little bit. Hasn't found as much joy this time. As, all right, there's the Hex Flash, headbutt Pulve, but Execute just going to take some fire for his trouble, and now Henna, he's in a lot of it as well. These autos starting to pile up as the piercing arrow comes down. That was a lot of blight, and Gumayushi gets his revenge.
Maybe centered around the reset power of this Kalista, but that's gonna also depend on Execute actually having some level of early success in these fights, maybe isolate a target together with Willer. But Willer last time was extremely good as Faker.
No, Henna's just going to have to flash. Shockwave comes out. And Faker turns up and says, you guys are not getting any of these minions.
Oh, Carrier hits 6 there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Faker ultimate.
Yeah, you need to make sure you know which one's Carrier and which one isn't. As there's an all-out special delivery as Willer gets the little mini wall stun, and the execution is there. Gorgeous play from the top jungle here of FearX. And now Faker going to get pushed underneath the turret. There's the Shockwave flash. I just don't know whether it's going to be enough here as the Sand Soldier comes out, and that is actually a 1-for-1. Just absurd.
He gets a 1v1 out of that. Closer thought he rounded the court, maybe could have flashed away from the final damage to the ball. There's Execute.
There's a flash pulverize. Headbutt back there as well as Pop Blossom grabs 2, and now Henna is the target. He just pops. Oh, I didn't even think that was necessarily a bad move by Execute, but it just got outplayed.
Really good positioning there from Carrier on the Pop Blossom. Henna needs to be in close range to do damage.
So a Rift Herald.
Wow.
And, yeah, Zeus just wanders away. He did Umbrally Dash as Emperor's Divide comes down. Now Execute's going to come in, but Closer might just die. No! It is going to be Execute that helps lock it down with a hoof. As the teleport came in from Faker as well. I think Closer's out of this fight. There he goes. Faker locks down that kill, so a 4v4. As Faker's still looking to come around, and Carrier, Pop Blossom gets into the back line alongside the Paranoia. Henna's still alive for the moment, but Clear now looking to try and clean this one up. He does go all out, but I don't know what he's going to be able to get done here. Gumushi very, very low, trying to kite it out as best he can, and he does so. Still, Willer gets the double, and now it's Faker and Carrier versus the world. Execute trying to be the bouncer. The Q is going to miss. The snare is going to be there, and Faker, he has no more mana to try and get this one. He's going to have to try and get some auto attack. Oh, Zeus just turns up, and it is now over unless Faker will be taken down. There's at least one back still. Willer pretty strong. He's not going to win the fight against Zeus, but he takes down Carrier.
Willer is trying so hard, man.
Everyone died in that fight. I swear, at least twice.
Closer did end up dying to Faker. Is he just dead again?
He might be. Let's see how many of these he can dodge.
He's fine.
Just,
yeah, his ultimate almost available as well.
And Faker so safe on a control ward here as well. As Ona now doesn't have flash, or at least one charge now missing. As, all right, in goes Carrier. He finds the backline, the Shockwave to take down Closer. And they're going to utilize Ona to try and get on top of Henna. He's going to get feared and taken out. And the damage dealers are just dead in the blink of an eye. That's how this composition is supposed to work. And T1, they give up on the Drake. It's time for Baron.
They don't even care about getting an individual Mountain Drake. Run straight to Nash. And it makes a team fight that was already won even more one-sided.
And it also really, nice sidestep by Clear as Pop Blossom is going to catch the Cassante, and no one is tanky enough to withstand that. It is a lot of investment for just a kill onto the top laner, but this is making sure that this Baron is going to be utilized to perfect effect.
Opportunity to extend this series slipping away from them. Gonna need an insane Hail Mary.
All right, there's the kick flash onto Faker. They managed to get the pulverize as well. Fate's Call to come through. Knockups are bound. Faker surviving for a very long time, but eventually will be taken out. And now it's Gumusi's turn. He's trying to kite it as best he can. Closer almost dies. As Carrier, he's a caster minion.
You don't have Baron buff.
Well, Carrier is just... he's pretending. And Henna is not going to buy it. But there is an Aatrox, and now there's a very dead Kalista. Zeus, that's a lot of items you have there, sir. Okay, well now he's going to get chased down by Clear. Paranoia comes out though, and they're going to dive on top of this Cassante. Pop Blossom onto 3 once again. Not a lot of follow-up, but he buys the space required to get Zeus out and Ona. Willer in a bit of trouble here as well, and man, Carrier is playing his heart out today. Yeah, as
Nico mid.
As he's going to find 3 again! And another Paranoia comes down. Henna in a bit of trouble. He should get actually surviving for a very long time. Carrier trying to limp his way out. Ona going to be able to get a drive-by onto the Kalista. And he's also very tanky.
Doesn't die.
Yeah, and there's just no way for Closer to be able to get in there and do damage. As now Carrier going to put a couple of versions of Faker around the map. Oh, wow. You just buy the Hex Plate, and then you go for the Frozen Heart and the good
Wait,
item.
Carry did the most damage in the game. What?
Okay. Well, I guess that's what happens when you land amazing Pop Blossoms. It might be slightly changed now after Zeus does all of Closer's health bar.
Okay, Execute. This is your moment.
Well, Carrier can be a ward. Chains of Corruption do go wide, though. There's the Paranoia and Execute. No one's there for the rest of his team. Another Pop Blossom hits absolutely everyone. And the Shockwave, Zeus just pressing all of his buttons. And this is going to be the end of this game. Closer is going to have to flash away, but the only upside is that he can maybe have a rest on his fountain, and even then, that is not going to be allowed. There are a couple of Nexus turrets that are proving to be a little bit frustrating, but Fake is going to be able to collect that kill. And Kerry is going to take a well-deserved rest, as T1 will say goodnight to this game. I tell you what, though, POGs are sometimes difficult. This time, it isn't, you know?
No.
And that's nice.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. I love the paper.